I was reading this article about how it was written by this Asian woman who loves watching like Gossip Girl and Gilmore Girls and all this shit about white people on TV because it's like so fascinating to watch white people live their lives, right? And like, you know, to just straight up confront what was normal and like what is, you know, what is the culture that's like glorified and upheld. And for me to watch Game of Thrones, I think we're in season 5 now, but we like noticed there was like one Asian character, the first one in the 5 seasons we've watched. And I was like, cool, that's nice. I don't know.
She used to be a prostitute, now she's like some and she used to be a prostitute, now she's some like radical priestess or something like that. So like, I don't think that's giving a spoiler away because like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if she shows up again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because, you know, never give Asian people that amount of time on TV. But like that's part of it for me is just to like watch white people, even though it's a fantasy world, like live their lives and like think about, you know, I'll start talking in the middle of the show and be like, you know what, like how fascinating it was like back in medieval times with these white conquerors and like what they talked to each other about and how they rationalized their behavior, like taking over this country and that country and like what was driving that. So I think that's my political interest, but also just like my interest in humanity and like how we justify the things that we do. That and
do you think that is a correlation between power structures you feel and see today? Like when you see these white people behaving that way, you're like, yeah, I could see the White House, like if they could get away with it doing some of this shit. Like I could see them.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's interesting that you say it like that. When you're talking like that, that's my first thought. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And not just
megalomaniacal white people grasping for power. There might be some allegorical elements in there. Maybe stretching it out.
Or like how the puppet government in the Philippines is like raping and pillaging peasant communities to like maintain their lands too. Like feudalism is still very much alive in the Philippines. So I see those parallels, and that's what interests me.
There's like this fragility, right? There's such it just seems so fragile between what that was, even though it's fantasy. It's like based in this medieval time, and like what we are. It's like it just seems like all of these. When Trump talks, it just seems like he really wants to be, you know, like winter is coming, motherfuckers. You know, like, I just feel like he would thrive in that world. Like he's watching Game of Thrones and being like, yo, I would fucking kill in this shit.
Yeah,
like I could rape my daughter. I would fucking really do well in this time period. I don't mean to make a joke about it because he probably would do that. And he's sort of alluded to that. But yeah, I just feel like maybe there is more to it than I'm really seeing. Okay. And I'm sorry, I cut you out. You were saying there's another element to it.
Oh, that you never know who's going to die. So someone I was talking to when I was like preparing to watch the show was like, just be prepared to have your favorite characters like killed off randomly. And
yeah, we could spoil the first season. Fuck you if you don't know this shit at this point. I don't even care if you don't.
Everyone dies.
Yeah,
and then they just recast everyone for the second season.
It's so annoying. That first season, I'm gonna spoil the shit out of it. The main character dies, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I love that. That was the only like decent, moderately like only partially horrible person on the show. You fucking kill him, and this is ridiculous. I'm not watching. And then I watched a little bit of the second season begrudgingly, and I'm like, I don't even want to do it. I'm done.
And that's another interesting thing that I think I like seeing. So my number one, I guess, a few big things that I'm really into is like the sets are absurd. Where is that happening? Is this CGI? That's the thing is I kind of don't want to look into it because I don't want to understand the secrets. Yeah.
Everything in England looks like that all the time.
All right.
From my research into Monty Python, everything looks like that all the time.
Soon as you land and you're in the airport, you're in some dungeon.
Yeah,
the airport is a castle.
People
guys.
Just making mud piles and throwing cows.
But the other thing that I'm really intrigued by is this idea of like what is honorable and like this, you know, the concept of like who is the good guy here. No one's like the really good guy here. It's fucking warring factions. It's like, you know, thinking back to like World War I, where it's like everybody was just their own nation state and they're just going in their own interests. And like some people go about it in ways where they're killing a lot less people, and then other people are like, well, it's, you know, beneficial to sacrifice my 1,000 people so that I can like capture this one important person, and like it changes the game. And so like what is an honorable person, and how does a person like become viewed as honorable or strong or something like that? And then mainly a lot of it is like I'm really into the revenge part.
Oh yeah,
like I'm really into the revenge part, like the slave revolt. Like seeing a good fucking slave revolt
feels good.
Yeah, it feels real good.
There's no way
and
to get
it's
around
just,
that
but that's the other things that just kind of pissing me off, and I was just like, man, you know, there were so many, like, and that's the other thing is the structure of these like societies and those things. I'm like, man, why don't the peasants just like fucking like tear all the shit up right now?
Right, and that's another part of it that interests me. It's like watching people be treated so badly, and just to see to what extent